Hello everyone, welcome back to some more Kingdom Come. Hey, is that Radzig? Huh. We are back at this castle to try and deliver the notes. There we go. Upstairs. I'm guessing I just follow Radzig? Or not. Also, I sold some stuff and I did buy some new armor. I was never utilizing that light armor trait, so I just went all in with the heavy armor, and now I'm going to try and get our strength up and start using, well, strength-based weapons, and eventually maybe switch off to maces so we can do more damage against heavy armored soldiers. But yeah, so I'm going to start off with this axe, which is actually kind of low condition now that I see it. Oh well.
God be with you, lad. What
up, Tobias? How's it going, man?
Master Fayfar, I need to speak with you. I found out something about the counterfeit coin.
Did you really? Do tell.
Close to Rovna, I came across a wagon that was transporting the false coins. Unfortunately, I came too late. The carter and his men were dead.
Damn and blast. Do you know who did it?
Yes. A certain knight turned up there. Turned out he was also after the forgers.
Well, that is indeed unexpected. Tell me, what did he say?
His name is Ulrich. He looked like a knight, but he refused to show his master's colours.
Ulrich, you say? Could be anyone.
Yeah.
Can you describe him?
An older man with a moustache. But for all his grey hairs, he seemed pretty tough to me.
Doesn't match anyone I've heard of. But then we don't even know if Ulrich is his real name.
True.
I asked him who his liege was, but he refused to tell me.
We live in such strange times. In days past, knights would vie with each other to see who could extol their liege's name the loudest. And today, they take assumed names, hide their emblems, and sneak around the land like thieves.
I got the impression he was hiding his identity because his master's at odds with Sir Radzig.
That may well be. As a staunch supporter of the king, Sir Radzig has many enemies.
He told me that the fake money was being taken to Passau in exchange for gold coins. Then that real money was being brought back to the Bohemian lands.
That would explain why those fakes bear the Passau countermark.
His master is allied with the Passau alderman, and they told him to sort it all out.
I wonder who could be behind it all.
He gave me these documents to show you. He seemed to think they prove he was telling the truth. They're the records of the interrogations in Passau, and some other things he said you'd understand better than him.
Let me see. We, the aldermen of the city of Passau, interrogation held this day, put to pen by the questor. The place of origin is a monastery in the land of Bohemia. Which certainly confirms my suspicion that something underhand is going on in Sasso. Coin assay report. Copper core coated with amalgam. Ah, but this is interesting. Here's an outline description of how the forgeries are made. I'll have to study it more closely. We command Herr Ulrich to investigate and let no man stand in his way. This looks like the original safe conduct. It has the seal of the Passau alderman, but they certainly didn't pen this.
How do you know?
I recognize the hand. It's a Clement of Kaplitz, the high scribe of the Rosenbergs.
Who the heck are they?
Rosenbergs? Who's that?
A rich and powerful family in South Bohemia. Burgrave Henry III is a great rival of our King Wenceslas.
Ah,
So what does all this mean?
Well, it certainly explains why your knight is so mysterious. Anyway, we should be careful. And we shall begin our investigation. The documents show they use silver amalgam for coating copper fakes. That's a lead we can follow.
What?
Silver amalgam. It's produced from quicksilver and silver.
Well, that doesn't sound like something just anyone can get hold of.
You're quite right. You will go to Sasso at once. Look around the
just came
forges
from
in the
there.
city. Someone must be working copper for them. I, meanwhile, will take counsel with Sir Radzig and then follow after you.
Where shall we meet?
At the inn on Sasso Market Square.
okay. I guess we go back to Sasso. Alright, Bruce. Back to Sasso, man. You and me. Hmm. So it wasn't the alderman who actually sent them on this mission. It was some powerful family. Ignore. In South Bohemia, who are rivals of Wenceslas, which would be a good reason why they would hate Radzig, because Radzig is a loyal subject of Wenceslas. Wenceslas. Wency. Oh, an attack, you say? Hey, what up, man? This seems like a bad idea for you. Woo! Yeah, that was a bad idea. Oh, hey, what up, man? Anyone else? Alright then. Why would these people who don't even have armor attack a person who looks like a knight? Makes no sense. Oh well. Not our problem now, Bruce. Onward to Sao Sao. So we need to check the blacksmiths. I don't know if I found... Surely I have. I did walk around here at some point. Oh, I mean, it's right there. There we go. Although we do also have armor smiths? Armorer. I mean, that is a smith, I guess. I don't think it's the smith they're talking about, but we can maybe look, although it is very late in the day. Hello! Oh, that is a scribe.
What is it?
Okay. Oh, armor is next door. Hi. No, let me talk to you. Let me talk to you. I mean, this is technically a smith, right? Well, could just be
Good
a
day to you.
merchant.
What do you...
Looks like a smith.
Do you make anything
There we
out
go.
of copper, Master?
I do a bit of Damascene decor sometimes. Why do you ask?
I'm looking for someone who could do me some copper sheets.
Well, that's pretty rough and ready work. I wouldn't waste my time with it. But go and ask Zach from the craftsman's yard by the monastery. He's bought up all the copper to be had around here anyway.
Uh-huh. What do you have here, buddy? Okay, so we still have the best defense shield. I've never actually talked to this guy before. Saxon Gambinson. That's barely better. Milanese plate pauldrons. Again, barely better, and they cost almost 5 grand. Alright, never mind. Thank you for your help. Zach in the craftsman yard by the monastery. So this church Or the big building? Up there. Craftsman Yard. Quest Tipster. I was hoping there would be a symbol that popped up. Or is that the symbol? That is a blacksmith up there. And I believe that is the monastery. Okay, yeah. Let's go up there. He did specifically say monastery, not church. Oh god, watch! Why would you run in front of me? And yachts. Move over. Ha ha! Cow jokes. Alright. Let's hope this dude's name is Zach. Well, hello, Zach. You've been ratted out by your fellows. You know, I think I've ever only known one Zach in my life. Personally. Obviously, I've known of, but personally, only ever one. Do you work with copper?
Copper here, Master Blacksmith?
Why'd you ask?
I'd want to commission you to make something.
Then you best go elsewhere. I never use copper.
That's not what I heard.
What?
I was told in town that you bought all the other blacksmiths' copper.
I'm being made a fool of yet again, it seems. Anything else? I still have work to do.
What can you tell me about the Sasau blacksmiths?
Well, there's Mikesh. He's honest enough, and a fair hand at everyday things. And then there's Master Otter. He used to have talent, but now he's too old, and too proud to admit it.
That's who we talked to, right?
So back to that copper, Master Blacksmith.
What? I thought I told you I don't work with copper.
Aha.
So either he's lying, or the person who told me to come over here is lying. So we know it has to be one of those two. I don't know why I'm in the water. A fishing spot? I didn't even know there was fishing in the game. I love to fish in video games.
Sucker. It's hellishly deep here.
Let's go back to the other guy and see if a new dialogue option pops up saying that Zach said no. I don't really see any other point in questioning the other blacksmiths, because clearly one of these two are in the wrong. Hello. Oh, Master Ota, I have a question. A query, if you please.
What can you tell me about the blacksmiths here in Sasau?
Depends which ones you mean. In the town there's Mikesh. He's a decent man and an honest craftsman. And in the yard by the monastery there's Zach. But there's not many good words I can say about him.
Tell me something about Mikesh.
Like I said, he's an honest craftsman. which isn't something you can say about every blacksmith in town.
What about the monastery blacksmith, Zach?
Well, him and me don't exactly see eye to eye. He wanted to buy my business, but I turned him down. Ever since then, he hasn't had a good word to say about me.
That'll be all. Thank you.
Ooh, speech. Well, I mean, I guess we should at least see this, Mikesh. I don't have any new options saying, like, one of you are lying to me. So, might as well speak to the third. You wanna die? Talk to me like that again. No. But it has to be one of those two, right?
So, from the beginning, the sun sets out across the skies. He loses.
Hello, Mikesh. I've heard you're an honest man, but I must question you anyway.
Good health, dear.
Considering that he started to sing makes me think that the game developers put more time into this character, so maybe he is the bad guy.
Do you ever work with copper here?
No, and even if I wanted to, I couldn't. Zach from the monastery craftsman's yard has bought out all
Okay,
the
no, never mind. That's 2 against 1. Alright. I mean, I guess we
can
can
you
go
tell
through the
me about
motions,
this?
but...
There's too many of us, I'll tell you that for free. This is only a small town. There's Zach, who has a forge in the craftsman's yard and mostly works on the construction of the church. And then, apart from me, there's Master Armourer Otter of Ramstein.
Tell me more about Zach.
Don't have much time for him myself. He knows his craft, no question. But he seems to think his son, Vitus, will be a master armourer in Prague one day.
My father was a blacksmith, and I expect he thought much the same about me. That's how fathers are, isn't it?
Of course, any man should be proud of his boy. But Zach makes pride a sin. That's why he's at loggerheads with Master Otter.
What are Zach and Master Otter arguing about?
Zach had his boy Vitus trained as an armourer in Kuttenberg, and he wanted to buy out Otter's place for him. Except that Otter's a proud man. How would it have looked? A master armourer giving way to a young whippersnapper who's barely let go of his mother's skirts? And they've been arguing ever since. Well, Zach mostly. He badmouths Otter every chance he gets. He claims that he's only fit for mending pots, and that his son will see him off.
Maybe I should go speak to this son.
That will be all.
We did see the son there. But he was not my main concern at the time. Alright, Bruce, let's do this. Because maybe, like, they know the copper's going to, you know, Zach's place, but maybe Zach doesn't know that. Because maybe Vitrus is working behind his back. Because clearly they just showed that Vitrus knows how to work with metal. Since he's been trained. Hello, or Vitus? Jerry? Call him Jerry. Hey, Jerry. Do you work with copper?
God be with you, good sir.
Yeah. Do you work with copper?
Your father says you don't work any copper.
We don't.
I've heard differently around town. They say your father's bought up all the copper to be had.
Are you calling me a liar? Or my father? You're asking for it, boy.
Boy. Ho, 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 ho.
Just be sure you know what you're letting yourself in for.
Was that a threat? Do you think I'm an idiot?
You don't get it, do you?
Yeah.
I don't particularly want to fight with you. I don't have the time or the need to prove anything. So I'll just take my knife and stick it between your ribs. And then I'll keep twisting until you tell me the
Damn.
truth.
That's hardcore.
So show me what you're made of.
Are you serious? Are you serious right now? You want another one? Maybe a little bit of the jab? I've unlocked the tricks to this game, boy.
What is it?
What? Are we done? I know the secret to unarmed combat.
So what do you have to tell me?
Spam jab,
You're right.
man.
We do make copper sheets here at night.
Ah.
So why all the secrecy about it?
Father forbade me to talk about it. I don't know why. I didn't ask.
Hmm.
Who buys those sheets from you?
I don't know. I've never set eyes on him. Father doesn't like to talk about it.
Your father has some serious explaining to do.
Jesus, please don't hurt him.
Don't worry. Doing to your father what I did to you would just be cruel.
Damn.
One invalid in the family is quite enough.
Thank
Man,
you.
Henry just cold. All right, Bruce, go kick Jerry's ass. I'm gonna take the father here. Hello.
So back to that copper, Master.
Did you see me kick your
What?
son's ass?
I thought I told you I don't work with copper.
Your son put it quite differently.
What's that? What are you blabbering on about?
For a blacksmith, son, he's not all that tough, is he? Did they threaten you?
They didn't have to. Just by the look of them, I could say I needed to shut my mouth and do what they wanted.
And did they ever tell you who they were? Do you know where to find them?
I know a little. But show some understanding. There's nothing but trouble in it for me. I'll lose the work and be left looking over my shoulder for some thugs to come and burn down my house. Or worse.
If you lie down with dogs, you shouldn't complain about the fleas.
There's no need for threats. We can both benefit here. If I tell you everything I know, you can help me with a certain small matter. One that'll cover up for my loss of earnings.
Do you know what the penalty is for counterfeiting?
I never give it much thought.
Evidently, because the penalty for counterfeiting is burning at the stake. And I can personally guarantee that when you're standing on that pyre, you'll find a loss of earnings is the least of your concerns.
No, of course you're right. I shouldn't have. I'm sorry. It's just that I'm afraid of being left destitute.
So, out with it. What's been going on?
One evening I got a visit from this scruffy beggar calling himself Rapota. He had a yellow cape on and kept whistling to himself. There was a knight with him too, but he didn't give his name. They told me what I had to do, how much I'd get for it, and I had to keep my mouth shut.
And where can I find this Rapota? Or the knight?
I don't know exactly. But I've always left the wagon with the goods behind the monastery, on the hill there, next to a small chapel under a big tree.
Anything else?
No. I swear that's all I know.
Well, that'll do me for now.
Young man, about that matter I need help with. I'll gladly pay you.
I am not interested.
I'm not interested.
Good luck. I guess. Alright, well, now we go tell... what's his face? Tobias? I think is his name? Oh, no. Pardon me.
So, what did Master Pfeiffer have to say?
I consulted him and we definitely have a starting point.
Tell me more.
Master Pfeiffer found out they need copper sheets for the core of the coins and quicksilver for the the other part.
I see.
They have such materials at the monastery.
Exactly. That's why I'm interested in the local forges.
Yes, that is good. Yesterday, I heard people from the craftsman's yard by the monastery complaining. They said they could not sleep at night because the blacksmith works all the time.
Guess
till
I
dawn.
should have just talked to you first.
That's certainly worth asking about. Have you heard anything else?
You said they use quicksilver. There is a painter lodging here who is painting the church in Ujits. I heard him complain also. He said that he went to the monastery for quicksilver and it was all gone.
Well, that's something to follow up as well. Thanks.
Talk to Master Fresco Painter. Okay. I was expecting to meet Tobias here. That's why I skipped that first, because I wanted to find out what we could about the forges. Was not expecting Ulrich. I'm assuming this is on the other side of the river? Oh, nope. 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 I think our painter friend is right here. Hello. Caught them at a good time. They came to us, basically.
Good day to you.
Good morrow. Don't make me punch you in the
I
face.
hear you've had some problems with the supply of quicksilver.
Problems? I should say so. For the third time this month they've told me they've none. There's no quicksilver to be had, they said.
And who exactly are you talking about? Who's holding back the goods on you?
The monastery overseer, or his assistant, more like.
So what did the overseer have to say to you?
Nothing. Apparently he doesn't deal in such trifles. Leaves it all to his assistant, the pompous git.
Surely such valuable material can't just vanish. Where can it be?
I wish I knew. Every time I ask for the red paint, there's a different reason why they haven't got the quicksilver to mix it. Once they said the goods never arrived, and another time that the wagon carrying it was ambushed. Then it went astray somewhere.
And you think they're lying?
Jesus, what do I know? But it seems pretty strange to me. 3 times in a row the same thing goes missing. There's bad luck and then there's something else.
Tankard of ale for me.
What do you need quicksilver for?
I don't. They do. To mix up the red pigment for me. I'm painting the church in Ujits. Can you imagine how stupid those biblical scenes look without red?
Not really.
Then be glad you can. My eyes hurt just to imagine it.
Alright,
That's
yeah,
all I need
thanks.
to know for now.
So now we gotta go up to the monastery.
But wouldn't you care to buy something before you go? Or play a game? I really need some money. I've been waiting here a while and my stay's getting expensive.
You have a
Why not? Show me what you have to offer.
Sure. A treasure map? Oh boy! There you go. I won't even haggle with you. You can have it all. Okay. Bruce. This is a investigating episode, apparently. Let's go to the monastery. I just want all episodes to be slashy, but it's talky. That's a guard. Must be upstairs. Wait, or in there.
Hey, what are you up to? You!
Nothing?
The hell are you? What are you doing here? Hey, who's there?
I don't know. Who is there? Probably like a ghost or something. Wait, what the hell? Oh.
Good health to you.
Good health to you.
Do you
Where's
have any
Quicksilver?
quicksilver in stock?
Who's asking?
Me?
Nobody. I'm just asking.
Then I don't have any.
That sounds almost as if you don't want to sell it to me.
It's not that I don't want to. It's that I can't.
Don't lie to me, please.
Bollocks. Tell me this instant what you've done with the goods.
Nothing! And I'd advise you to calm down. We're on hallowed ground.
You're a fine one to speak of hallowed ground, a lying thief in monastic robes. What next? A whore dressed as a nun?
This is blasphemy!
I'll give you blasphemy. I'm sure you know what our Lord did to the money changers in the temple.
What do you mean? You're not going to hurt me, are you?
Tell me what's going on here and I won't have a reason to.
Jesus. But I didn't know anything about any counterfeiting.
For your sake, I hope that's true. Now tell me what's been going on.
I swear, I wouldn't normally do anything like that.
Get to the point.
They came for me at noon, directly to the office. The overseer was somewhere on his rounds. Some night, it was, without a crest, armed. He called himself Sir Jezek, and he had a lackey with him called Rapota, a scruffy fellow with a yellow cape.
I've heard of them.
Whistling he was. They told me they wanted all the quicksilver we order for the monastery. Of course, I told him that wouldn't be possible.
And then what? Did they threaten you?
Not at first. They tried to bribe me, and when I refused, they started threatening.
How did you hand it over to them?
I take it up the hill behind the monastery here. There's a big tree there with a small chapel underneath. Sometimes Rapota is there waiting for me. If not, I leave it there.
What did they threaten you with?
They said they know people in the monastery, that they'd have me thrown out and beaten for stealing.
And you had been stealing? I mean, before then?
You know how it is. I work my fingers to the bone and they pay me a pittance.
So they knew about you?
Yes, they knew my name, everything.
Very
Okay.
well. Thank you.
So they have someone else working in the monastery then who knew that he was stealing, or one of those two work. Well, probably not the person who whistles, but maybe the knight also works here? I don't know. Alright, Master Fafar. I think they were going to meet me at the inn where we just came from. Out of the way, out of the way, out of the way, out of the way! Oh, that must hurt. Oh. I thought they were going to meet me at the inn here. I didn't recognize you without your hat. He was wearing a hat, right?
God be with you, lad. What can I do for you?
You look different, Master.
So as to fit in. I don't want it known that I'm in town.
Why?
I don't want to alarm our prey. Gossip spreads quickly, and if those scoundrels learn we're onto them, they'll flee.
That does make sense.
So what have you found out so far?
Well, let me tell you.
I found out where they get their quicksilver from. You were right, it was the monastery.
It was the only logical explanation.
It changed hands on the hill behind the monastery.
Have you been there to have a look around?
Not yet.
No.
Maybe it would be worth the time.
I'll go and see.
And have you found out who's behind it?
Someone called Rapita.
Not much, but it's a start. At least it's not a common name. Listen, Henry, I had another thought on the way here. Those counterfeiters have to have a punch die to make the fake coins.
Yes, of course.
That's sophisticated work. There's a man I know who works at the monastery yard, Master Engraver Jerome of Silesia.
You don't suppose that he's...
No, not that, God forbid. I know him well. He'd never do anything like that. But he runs an engraving workshop, so he might have heard something.
Very well, I'll ask him.
But ask with tact. I don't want him getting offended. And I prefer you not to mention me at all.
I'll try to think of something. That's all.
I mean, we learned about the blacksmith too. But yeah, okay. Let's go back to the monastery. I'm just running back and forth. Back and forth. Okie dokie. Oh. Oh, right. Yeah, that's the place where I got the crown earlier. Well. Wait for me here. Wait a minute, is this the actual guy I talked to as well? It is. Huh. Do you remember me?
Good health to you.
Hello.
How goes the work, Master?
Getting there, getting there. You need something, my boy?
What are you doing here, anyway?
You're in an engraver's shop, my boy. We're engraving, of course.
Yeah, but engraving what? And what's it used for?
Oh, we engrave wood and stone as well as metal. Here in the monastery, it's mostly about decoration.
You've got quite a large workshop, Master. You don't do all the work alone, surely?
I'm usually here with my apprentice, Florian. Of course, by simple observation, you'll note that this is not currently the case, and I'm here alone. Which means that either I'm a liar or something out of the ordinary has occurred.
I see. I think. So what's happened to Florian?
He shares the fate of the pharaohs for today. The fifth scourge of Egypt did smite him, the plague. Or so his message advised me.
Jesus Christ, the plague?
Do remain calm. I'm quite certain the plague from which Florian is suffering wasn't a judgment from on high. Or if it was a judgment on excessive drinking. I'm told such an ailment can be of truly biblical proportions.
I'm not gonna ask too many questions because, again,
Thank you.
what's his
I'll
face
leave
said
you to
not
your
to
work.
be, whatever. Didn't want to upset this dude. So let's go find Flowrider and see what he has to say about everything going on in this episode. Oh, look, you're down there. Sometimes this game just turns into like walking simulator / talk to people. What up, Bruce? Is this the right place? Looks like it. Ah, but the door's not on this side. Huh! Well. Somehow I know your name.
Are you Rapiter by any chance?
Pardon me? Do we know each other?
No, but I'm hoping to change that.
Well, I don't have much time right now. I'd best be off.
It'll only take a moment.
All right then. What do you want?
I know you buy Quicksilver for those counterfeiters.
It seems there's no point making excuses.
None. Now tell me where their workshop is.
Of course, of course. That will be the best solution.
So?
Let's leave it for another time.
What? Let's leave it for another time. Wait, what the? Come on, man. Just a little more, we can tackle him.
So, are you ready to talk?
I will. Just don't hurt me, please. What do you want from me?
Tell me where the workshop is. Don't worry. Your master won't be punishing you for betraying him. You're both going to have too many other problems.
It's in the Skullet's mines.
That doesn't narrow it down very much.
On the eastern side of Skullet's Hill, there's an abandoned mine gallery. Well, it used to be abandoned. Now there's a small camp in front of it, and the workshop is inside.
Who is your lord?
Sir Yezhek of Ronov. That's what he calls himself, although Ronov Castle's long gone.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we don't need to talk to Florin anymore. We found this dude.
Ronov used to belong to Vincent, Count Lichtenberg. After his death, it fell to Margrave Jobst, and he had it pulled down. He knew full well that Vincent's vassals would resist him.
Why? Everyone knows that when a lord dies without issue, the king can confer his estate on whoever he pleases.
But Vincent had descendants. Ronov only fell to the Margrave because he declared them all illegitimate. All because Vincent had refused to fight for him against Sir Prokop. Sir Yezhek led a revolt of the vassals, but Jobst rounded them all up. Only Sir Yezhek got away. Since then, he's become the scourge of the domain.
Who are you, anyway?
They call me Rapota. I used to be the executioner's henchman in Brno.
And how did you come to be serving Sir Yezhek?
I helped him escape from prison. If I was going to serve anyone, better Sir Yezhek than the executioner.
So you saw being a brigand's henchman as a step up in the world?
I thought if things changed and he stopped marauding, he might get Ronov back and take me into his service.
Well, after this little escapade, you can forget about that. You'll be lucky if you don't end up swinging on the gallows.
It's all the same anyway now. I've betrayed him.
So who's Sir Yezhek working for? Don't tell me he just took it into his head one day to start forging coins.
That's not for me to know. Sir Yezhek was on speaking terms with various lordships.
Such as?
We were often guests at the monastery, but I slept in the hayloft, so I heard nothing.
And apart from that?
Well, in the camp, you'd occasionally see a Hungarian nobleman, but I don't know what he was doing there, or who he is.
I think I've heard enough.
Can I ask you something?
Yes?
I don't want to hang. It's a horrible death. I prefer you just kill me here and now.
An
No.
honourable death? No chance. It's the dungeons for you, and the sort of punishment a counterfeiter deserves. Don't worry. In time, you'll be glad of the gallows.
Sorry, buddy. But that's how I've been playing this character in this game. Like, we took that dude who was dying, we took him to the dungeons after he told us everything, and I'm like, well, it'd be kind of hypocritical of me just to let this dude go. So, Henry will put him in there. Sorry, buddy. You're gonna have... Wait, they let you keep your sword? Looked like you still had a sword on him. Okay. Well... Secure Ulrich's help. So I guess we'll do that first, and then off to the mines. But we will get to that in another episode, everybody. So thank you for watching, and I will see you all next time. Take care.